Hey everybody, it's Angela with Prettify Your Life, and I have had numerous requests to make a locker magnet how-to video. So this is a longer video than normal, so it's more for you people that like to design on the computer. This is the final product. It has glitter stickles on the outside. It's made with cardstock, laminated, and magnets on the back. So let's get started over at the computer and I'll show you how I made it. Okay, now I have opened my Silhouette Studio. I have version 4, the Business Edition. It just allows, Business Edition has more editing tools, and I really like the Silhouette software. That's why, for me right now, hands down, Silhouette is better than Cricut because the software is much better, in my opinion. And much easier to use, has more capabilities. Now, let's talk about the magnet and where I get some of the designs. I don't design everything. I probably could, but sometimes it takes a while to design stuff, and I'm busy and I might as well utilize some of the SVGs that somebody else has already created. So I get a lot of my designs at Etsy.com. I've created a folder called Magnets where I've favorited things. And when you're looking for stuff for locker magnets, what I like to do is I like to search by like the sport. You could say volleyball SVGs, or you could use your mascot. We're the Warriors, so Warriors basketball. If you're the Tigers, Tigers cross country, things like that. And there'll be files that come up. So for the magnet, I'm showing you how I made today. I used this volleyball net piece of this SVG and this volleyball right here. So I bought those SVGs. Now I don't sell these. These that I made today are for my daughter's volleyball team. If you were going to sell these, you just need, and you buy some SVG files, you need to make sure that you have the license or the authority permission to use their designs. Sometimes they don't charge, and sometimes they do charge for a licensing fee. So you just need to check with the designer. Okay, when I imported those files, I brought them in, and now I'm going to kind of deconstruct and show you how I came up with the final product here. So we're going to move that over here. Now the first thing you need to do, this is a 12 by 12 sheet. Now this is a print and cut, which means we're going to design on this, we're going to print it, and the only thing we're going to cut is the very outside edge, okay? So in order to do print and cut, I don't have a wide format printer, I have a regular printer. So we need to go change the paper size, and you do that over here in the page setup panel. And we're on the paper size. We go down here, drop down, and select letter 8.5 by 11. So that's going to reduce the size of the paper. So this is how you're going to want to put the paper on the mat once you print out your design. Also with print and cut, you need to turn on your registration marks, which is, here's your registration mark panel. Click down to Style and click Cameo. And your design has to fit within these registration marks so it knows where it can find the design, okay? So once you've got that set and you import some of the files that you may have bought, we're going to start with the volleyball, okay? It comes kind of like this. And I'm going to zoom in here by hitting the plus sign. Now, our school colors are navy and white. So I wanted to make the inside, there's two sides to this. There's an outside layer, as you can see. Now, if you do something like that, hit the undo. Undo is your friend. And then you have the inside. Now I want to color the inside navy. So you highlight the inside, which I do. And first I'm going to click on the line panel, click the line color, And I have a special navy color here. And it's hard to tell, but it's changed the inside lines to navy, okay? Then we're going to want to fill this navy. So you hit your open fill panel, and I also have the navy here. You could change it to, you know, yellow, whatever, but I'm gonna go with the navy. So once I like all of that, then I want to thicken up the lines of this, of the outside border, okay? I want it more substantial, because if it printed like that, you could barely see the lines. So I've highlighted the outline, the background border. I'm going to go back to my line style panel, and I'm going to hit, it's already making sure it's black. Then you're going to go over here to the line style and the thickness, and I'm going to just increase that to 1.25 and see how now it's really standing out. So I'm happy with that. And if you want to make sure it's centered with the ball, you hold down the left button and drag your mouse to capture everything. You go into the transform panel, and here's your horizontal center. So it was basically centered already. So everything looks good. Now I want to group this so that it doesn't pull apart, because if I didn't group it and I wanted to move something, well, see, there you go. Undo, left click mouse, drag everything, and we're going to go up here, and this is your group button. Now when I move it, it moves the entire thing. Okay, so that's how you do that. If I want to pan out, just hit this little button right here, fit to window. Okay, now let's talk about how I made the curved text. This is something, in my opinion, that sets Silhouette apart from Cricut. I think it's easier to do than Cricut. So the first thing you need to do is draw a circle, and you go over here to your shapes window, click on the circle, and you just pull out. Okay, then you hit your arrow, and at this point click on the circle, and you can resize it to the size you need. Okay, now I already have one made somewhere. Sorry about that. There it is. So you can just zoom out. Okay, and go fit to panel. Now I made one. Bring forward if you need it. That's about the size of the volleyball. Okay, so let's move the volleyball over. Now we have this. Now we're going to insert some text. Hit the text and hit anywhere on the screen, and I'm going to caps lock and type Warriors. Okay, now I want to change the text form. Go over here to your text. I know that the font I want is called Freshman. I believe I got this at dafont.com, dafont.com. Now I want to change the fill color to blue, but I want to change the outline to white. So I'm going to go over here to the gray background so you can see. Hit the line color, white, and I'm going to change the thickness. Let's see, a little bit thicker, maybe 1.5. Okay, so I like that. I'm going to reduce its size a little bit. Now I'm not going to get it perfect like this, but I'm just going to show you how you're doing it. Now once you have your word, you click on it, double click on the left button on your mouse until you get this green box with this little button right here. This is the magic button. You drag it over and set it on the circle, and it starts to take the form of the circle. Now it's too big, so you could left click once and oops, nope. See, I messed up. There we go, undo. So then it's too big. I will just take it off and maybe reduce it a little bit more. And you might want to expand it up. It's very user-friendly. Then go back over here. So this is basically how you do it until you get it the way you want, okay? Let's say for our purposes that I like it like this. Now it's too big, but just say for our purposes, I like it like this. So then how you keep it in the circle form is you left click once, and then you right click once, and you go down to convert to path. Now you can take your circle away and it keeps its shape. So that's how you do that, okay? So let's bring our ball over here, and then we're gonna line this up, basically eyeball it to where you're happy with it. You can use your arrow keys to do slight movements. That looks fine to me. Now we're going to talk about the vertical text, okay? So I'm going to put the 2017 over here and the Psalm 133 over here. We go to a private school, so we can put Bible verses on our magnets. So how you do this is you do text box again, and I'm going to go 2, hit return, 0, hit return, 1, hit return, 7. Okay, so now you have your vertical text. Highlight, change the line color, change the fill color, and then I'm going to change the text style to freshman. Oops. There we go. And then you want to center that because the numbers are all left aligned and it looks weird. So you're going to open your transform and you're going to do your center horizontally. Oops, my bad. What did I do there? Center. Okay. Oh, I know what I'm doing. See, I forget to. I was doing the wrong thing. You got to go in the text box here. Text, center the text. There we go. Now, if you didn't like the spacing of this, also stay in the text box. You can do the line spacing wide or close. Okay, so that's basically how you do a vertical text. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to drag this over here and then this over here, and I'm going to highlight the volleyball, hold down the shift key, click on the 2017 and the Psalm 133. We're going to go into the transform, and this is where we want to space horizontally. Okay, that just kind of spaces it out where it's even. Okay, and then vertically we want to center it. So it shifted the Psalm 133 and the 217 so that it's vertically centered with the volleyball word. Okay, I like all that. I'm going to go ahead and group it. You can't go wrong with grouping. All you have to do is ungroup if you need to fix something. So the next thing we need to do is bring in our dig, set, hit block. All this is a text box, okay? And the text is Impact 2.0, okay? And again, this is some of the same font that we used for Warriors, okay? You make the outside outline white and thicken the line and fill it with navy, okay? So I'm going to put those all in a line right here. Left click and highlight everything. Go into our transform, horizontally center, as you can see it shifted, and space vertically. Now, I kind of like these two things a little bit closer, so I'm going to do that. So now this is, in essence, most of your magnet. Now, how do you get the border? Let's talk about that. I recently figured this out because I was doing it a different way last year. So I wanted to try to make something a little bit easier this time. So I drew these two forms just with the draw your shapes, okay? And I'm going to bring these over. Zoom in. And I'm going to position it. See now, when I did this, I'm going to ungroup this. I need to bring these in. Okay. Okay, now we're going to bring this shape over. There. Now as you can see, it covers the warriors and it covers the sides and it comes down over here. Now there's my box. We're going to bring the box over. And we're going to put it around the bottom text until we're happy with where it is. Okay. Now, here's where the magic happens. Highlight all of it around all the boxes and the circles that you just placed. Then you hit your offset panel. You hit offset, and it's going to create a line all the way around it. Let's see if I can get the line color to show up there. It created a line around the whole outside. It did that because you placed the circle here and the rectangle here. Okay? And you can adjust how far out you want the offset. So now that we have the offset, I'm going to take this circle away because I don't need it, and the rectangle away. Oops, undo. And this rectangle away. I don't need it. And now you have your magnet. Pretty cool, huh? Highlight that and we can fill it. And there you go. Now the last thing we need to do is add the little net. Remember, I got this from the Etsy file. Now as you can see, when I drag it, it goes behind the magnet. So you want to right click on that net and bring to front. But it goes in front of the words. So we'll highlight the words and bring those to front. So now it goes in between. Bring that to the front also. And then you just zoom in and shift it. And you can resize it however you want. It's only going, and it's okay if it overlaps, because when you cut, you're going to have them cut, you're going to have the silhouette cut this pink line. So it'll cut that off, which is not bad at all, because then you're not going to have any weird white space, right? You can do it, it wouldn't be a problem. So once I have all that, which I like, I'm going to, for good measure, left click, drag, and group everything. And now it's a whole magnet. So what we're going to do next is go File and Print, and it's going to print to my craft room printer, and then we will go to the next step. Okay, I already printed this off. It looks just like this. I place the piece of paper exactly as shown on the mat. On the computer, it's the same on the regular mat. Now to cut this, we hit send. Now if you'll notice, everything is highlighted. So you go in this action panel, and I only want this pink line right here to cut. That's the only thing I want to cut. So I deselect everything else. And this is the only thing that's going to cut. And this is when you also select your paper. Now I have a specific setting for, and I named it Walmart paper. Where is it? Walmart cardstock. It's a 110-pound weight cardstock. I get it at Walmart, and I've made some settings for it. It cuts at a depth of 10 on your blade. So I have everything like I like it, and then I'm just going to hit send, and it will cut it out. Okay, now I have this printed and cut. I'm just going to peel off the paper. Pretty new mat, so it's pretty sticky. I'm gonna grab one of my little, this is an older model Cricut shovel. They have all kinds of new little tools in your craft stores, Silhouette or Cricut, they all work. And I'm just gonna, it's a pretty sticky mat. Yes, I use Cricut mats with my Silhouette. They're interchangeable, and honestly I do think Cricut mats are better. So there we go, we got that. We can set that aside. Now it's time to laminate. I just use my Scotch laminator. I think I got it either at Target or Sam's for about $25. It's not high end, but you know what? It works just fine. So I have a laminating sleeve. Again, you can get these at Sam's, Target, Amazon. I think I may have got these at Amazon. And I'm just gonna pop the back up. I have it on the 0.5 millimeter setting, and I'm just going to slide it in there. Now I am a bit of an over laminator. I probably send things through the laminator more than they actually need, but it just makes me mentally feel better. You know, I don't want it coming undone. It's probably an irrational fear, but there you go. So we're gonna let this get through there, and then we're going to cut it just super close, but not where it would open up, all around the edge. And it's pretty cool when you laminate it. It seems to make the colors more vibrant. So now we've got it laminated. Invest in a decent pair of scissors. These are Fiskars, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, it's clear. Just get the general outline of your magnet. Kind of rounded the corners a little bit, because if you've been stabbed by a laminated piece, you know it kind of hurts. So now that we got that, I send it through the laminator one more time just for good measure, and then we'll go to the next step. Okay, we've got it cut out, we've got it laminated. Now it's time to add the magnets to the back. Now if you still buy your magnets, and you have to buy a lot of magnets, and you buy them at the craft store, stop doing that. Buy them at craftparts.com. It's a lot cheaper. Now these were a little bit smaller than the ones I normally buy. I made a mistake, but they still work. So I ordered like 210. I mean, so much cheaper online. Seriously, order your magnets, your glue sticks, all that, order online. I'm using my new Ryobi glue gun with a lithium battery. It's cordless, lasts about 3 hours. Regular glue sticks, really like it. So I'm just going to dab it in about 5 places and carefully pop those magnets on. And then we're going to let this dry a few minutes and go to the last step. Okay, now that the magnets are dry, this is the last step. I'm using stickles in the crystal color. You can use any stickles you want, but I prefer stickles. I just really like the glitter. And I used to do glitter paper and stuff instead of using stickles, but when you add layers, it doesn't laminate as good. You know, it's not going to be flat. And so I tried this one time and it works really well. There may be a little bit of roughness obviously with the glitter glue once it dries, but the effect is really good. It gives it a nice shimmer. Okay, so I am just going to glitter on these middle school magnets. I glittered every other little stripe. On the varsity ones I did that were a little bit different design, I did each section of the volleyball so they had a little bit more bling. So then we're going to do this one. And I'm just going to continue to fill this in. With stickles, also order it on Amazon, really. You don't have to buy a whole pack of other colors that you don't need. I'm not going to say it's much cheaper, but it's quicker and you can buy 5 or 10 of the same color and not have all these other colors. So buy your stickles online. I think sometimes Blitsy offers stickles. I haven't ordered stickles from there, but they have pretty good prices, so I need to start trying to do that. But Blitsy doesn't come as fast as Amazon, and I'm all about, you know, once you are used to Amazon Prime, it's hard to go anywhere else. Okay, so that's finished. It's hard to see the glitter in it. What I like to do is I like to glitter at night and let it dry overnight, and it's going to be nice and dry. So that's the finished product. I hope this helps give you some ideas and that you can make some locker magnets for your kiddos. Thanks for watching.